Johnny Be Good. I was going to play that with the backing track, but my modem's bust, so I can't. I'm sorry about this squeaky chair. I have to oil it or something. And I've just noticed that the accompanying tab to this, I made a little mistake as I was playing it. This is the second time I've just tried to do this, and you see that note there? There, it should be, if you download it, it'll say 5, it should be a 6. So I'm sorry about that. So look out for that. It should be a 6. We'll get to it in a minute. I'll mention it. It's in B flat, this. I.e. the 6th fret if you're going. Most guitar players love to do it in A, but in those days they had a lot of brass instruments in the band, and B flat being the nice key for brass, that's why he played it in B flat. It makes no difference because we can learn this in B flat, the same key as Chuck Berry, and then we can just move it a bit to the left, and it'll be an A then, which is a much more convenient key to play it in. But we're going to do it in B flat because it's important that we do it the right way to start with, and then we can always fiddle with it later. Okay, so you'll find the tab down below. Please be aware though that I did make a duff note on this when I was tabbing it. I just noticed it now. So that's the one there. See here, it'll say 5, it should be. It's when it goes 9, 8, 5 on yours, but it should be 9, 8, 6. If you play that, you'll know when it happens. Because if you follow the tab as I've written it out and you don't make that amendment, people will laugh at you. Alright? Always remember when you're a performer, 2 things will happen when you play. They'll either clap or they'll throw bricks at you. Alright? Seriously. And the diploma in your back pocket from whatever music college you may have gone to won't help you. You know, you can't go, ooh, I've got this. They'll say, have you? And they'll throw another brick at you. So always remember that. So we've got to get the right note. So apologies from me for that mistake. Yeah, I'm not bothering to redo it. I've just told you that's it. All right. And for those people that don't watch the video and then get contact me, say you put a 5 there. I'll say yeah. Well, you didn't watch the video, did you? So anyway, let's get on with it. 3rd string, 2nd finger, 6th fret. Now I'm going to use my 1st and 2nd fingers doing all the pulls, and people out there may say, well, you should use your 3rd. Well, you're quite right, but I've got a sore 3rd finger, so I've been playing all day and it's really sore, so I'm going to use my 2nd finger, if that's all right with you lot. Okay? But you're quite right, you know, use whatever finger you find is easiest for you. And obviously using the correct fingers along these, you know, is fine. I'm going to use my 2nd because I've got a sore finger. All right, so let's begin. 3rd string at the 6th fret, and we're going to slide it to the 7th. Then our 1st finger is going to drop onto the 2nd string at the 6th. And we're going to play that note on its own. And then the 3rd finger is going to play the 2nd string at the 8th fret. So we've got this. You see the little triangle of notes? Alright, and then we're going to do like a little slidey thing. Twin note thing. Sliding from the 5th to the 6th fret. And we're going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I want you to think of it like that. I'm going to describe this in phrases, not in musical terms, because it'll get really confusing. Okay, so think of it in little groups of little patterns, groups of patterns. Okay, so we've got this. And then we're going to go from 5 to 6 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Okay? And then, so with it all together. Then we're going to leave those notes behind and come onto the 2nd string where we're going to, our 3rd finger is going to play the 2nd string at the 9th fret, then the 2nd string at the 8th, and then the 2nd string at the 6th, not the 5th, which is currently showing on your tab. Make that amendment I mentioned earlier. And then this finger is now going to sneak up to the 3rd string and play the 3rd string at the 6th fret. And you're going to hammer on to the 7th fret with your 2nd finger. I'll do that again. And then your 3rd finger is going to come up now, and you're going to play the 4th string at the 8th fret twice. And you'll see we've built a bit of a chord here, and I want you to keep finger 1 where it is there. I want you to keep finger 2 where it is there. Yes, you've got 2 fingers on the same string. That's important, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And finger 3 we've just put there. So we've got this up to now. I'll play it slowly. 1, 3. Now, with these 3 fingers, after we've just played that, we're going to do this. We're going to hit the 4 and the 3 together, and we're going to say this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right? That's what we're going to say in our head. Strings 4 and 3. Now, why have I left that on? Because I want this finger to just sneak down. I want it behind this, so it mutes that second string. And if you don't, it'll sound like this, which sounds bloody awful. So keep that finger on and let it just... So when you're whacking the 4 and the 3, that one there is doing another job. It's muting that second string, which guess what? You will hit it, even if you think you won't, okay? So we've now got this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So far so good. Now we're going to play this lick. Alright, so I'll pick it up from what we've just done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to let your second finger sneak back into the 6th fret. Alright, and you're going to, similar to the beginning of this, let it go from the 6th to the 7th with a slide. And then add your first finger to the second string at the 6th fret. And you're going to play 3 and 2 together now. And then put your third finger on the second string at the 8th fret and play 3 and 2 again. Take it off and play 3 and 2 again. So we've got this. Alright? And then this finger's now, you're going to play the third string at the 7th again and slide it down to the 5th. Then the third string at the 3rd fret with your first finger, and then finish with your third finger on the 4th string at the 5th fret. So I'll do that bit slowly. Now if you accidentally go, which I just did, that actually sounds quite nice if you catch a bit of that second string, as long as this finger is lying over it. So, but it's not supposed to be done, but it's a happy accident if you do it. Okay, so we've got this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to do this bit. Okay, and we're going to play this bit like this. First finger across the first 2 strings at the 6th fret. Now again, I'm going to use my second finger because my third finger is a bit dodgy because I've been playing too much earlier on. But you can use, a good way of doing it is to put 2 fingers on the 3rd string and pull them both together. Alright, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to use my second finger. And what we're going to do is this. We're going to bend this and we're going to go, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do it like this and think of it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now how do we do it and get it to sound like that? We bend the 3rd string to the equivalent of the 10th fret, from the 8th to the 10th. And then we must kill that note as it reaches the top of the hill. We don't want to hear it coming down, so we go, how do we kill it without making a noise? We let our pleck go straight over on top of the 2nd string, and in doing so your thumb there will kill the 3rd string at the height of the bend. And then once it's dead, you can bring this finger off and strike the 2 strings. Okay, so important thing to know this. Can you see from this angle? I'll use these 2 just to give you another way of doing it. So you're going to bend the 3rd from the 8th to the 10th. Before you take your fingers off, you mute it by putting your pleck over the next beat, which is going to be on the strings 2 and 1. You can then release it, and then you can repeat the process. I'm going to go back to the finger. See the way I'm killing it? What we don't want to do is this. It's, you know, it's all about this. Get that finger right in. Kill it. Slowly. Kill it. And your finger comes down, so it's like a curling motion. You're digging the string up. Okay, so we want to do that 5 times. And we want to, in our head, phrase it like this. Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba. See the way that last one was a bit different? Dum, da-dum, 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 ba. And do that twice. Okay, and then we're coming to the final little bit. We're going to do one more bend here, and then a single first string at the 6th fret this time. I'll play the lick for you. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Not piddling around the pentatonic, you know, and the blues scale. So, but it's just getting the notes in the right place. So let's try this last bit. After we've done our twice, there's one more coming up, which is similar but not exactly the same. We're going to bend from the 8th to the 10th, but instead of striking 2 strings, 6 and 1, we're just going to hit the first string. And then from there we're going to come off to the 2nd string at the 9th fret, then the 8th, then the 6th, and then the 8th on the 1st string, and then the 1st string at the 6th. Let me play that for you. Alright? And then back to the 2nd string at the 9th, and then the 8th, and then the 6th, and then 3rd string at the 8th. I'll do it slowly, try and get the phrasing in your head. Going to finish this little run with a hammer from the 6th to the 7th, and as that's hammering on, this finger's going to lie across strings 2 and 1 again. Okay, let me play that section again. And then you're going to put this finger on here and rake from the 3rd string down, like a prang or rake, whatever you want to call it. Bram! And straight off the back of that, which is a 3, a 2 and a 1, just to be clear about what I'm doing there, my 2nd finger's on the 3rd string at the 7th, and these 2 are at the 6th. Straight to the 9th on the 2nd string, and then the 8th, and then strings 2 and 1 at the 6th. I'll do that rake again. And then two more of these bends, as we did before, where we bend from the 8th to the 10th in exactly the same way we did before. So let me get that from this section. And then lie your 3rd finger across strings 3 and 2, and play those 2 notes, the 2 strings at the 8th fret. Then bring your 1st finger to the 6th fret, lie them across strings 3 and 2, and play them both together again. But this time hammer your 2nd finger on to the 7th fret, so you get this sound. And then finally end the intro with your 3rd finger at the 8th fret on the 4th string. I'll play that last little bit. It's a nice little run anyway. It's great, isn't it? You know, so if I take it from the top slowly. And you know, now if you're the only guitarist in the band, that last note is also the first. So you'd have to figure out a way of leaving that note, or you know, or going to the to the first beat of the bar. But I'm going to leave that to you. If you've got two guitars, then the other guy would do it. If you haven't, you'd have to find another way, perhaps another little lick to finish it off. But that's Johnny Be Good. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's well worth knowing because Chuck Berry is this sort of godfather of rock and roll, and you know, you had people, you know, the early ones before him were sort of more old school, brilliant though they were. But Chuck Berry was the first sort of modern guitarist that most of the players that we all know and love today. They got most of their licks and everything from people like him, B.B. King and all that sort of stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed that. You can pick the rest of it up from the internet. The three chords you would play in B flat would be B flat, E flat, F. But of course, if we take that a fret lower, makes it much easier in the key of A. What do I do to do that? Just to remind you, you move everything that we've just done, one fret to the left. It's that simple. All right, hope you've enjoyed that. I will catch you soon. I don't know what I'm going to do next, so feel free to suggest something. I'm trying to get up to 100 videos. See, I'm putting these up regularly, as you've probably noticed. It's probably something to do with my OCD. Got to get to 100, got to get to 100, got to get to 100. So I'm not far off. I'm thinking I'm about 3 or 4 short. But the real reason is I just like doing them while I'm in the mood. And while I'm in the mood. All right. So get on with that. Feel free to send all this stuff to your mates, as I always keep saying. It's all my stuff. All the tab is handwritten by me. It's all free. My little way of saying thank you and giving something back to you wonderful people out there. So enjoy it, and I shall catch you soon.